Hello everyone, I'm Pete Avon, Solution Architect at ScyllaDB. Here today to give you a quick glimpse into how you can move DynamoDB workloads to Scylla. Yes, you can do that. So we're going to give you a quick glimpse into how you get started doing that with Scylla Cloud. Let's get into it. What is ScyllaDB, you ask? It's the database for data-intensive apps that require high throughput and low latency at scale. It's really a database for performance. It's monstrously fast and massively scalable. It's a NoSQL database, Cassandra compatible and DynamoDB compatible. Most people know about the Cassandra compatibility, but I don't think many people know that you can use the AWS SCLI and the AWS SDK with Scylla. And we see organizations moving their Dynamo applications from Dynamo to Scylla seamlessly with minimal to no code changes, really. And why are they doing this? Well, there are three main reasons: performance, cost, and the ability to run on any cloud. When it comes to performance, Scylla will always perform on par or many times, oftentimes better than DynamoDB. Depends on your workload, right? But for certain workloads, we've seen 20 times higher throughput at scale when compared to DynamoDB. When it comes to cost, often what we hear from organizations is the Dynamo costs are unpredictable. Scylla is not serverless, it's database as a service. It scales linearly, written in C++. Costs are predictable. Costs are often less depending on the workload than Dynamo as well. And then when it comes to the ability to run on any cloud, yes, we have customers moving to Scylla from Dynamo, seamlessly moving their Dynamo apps over to be on Scylla on AWS. But we also have them moving their apps to GCP as well. Some organizations want the ability to not be locked into any particular cloud and be able to run on any cloud. And with Scylla, they can do that. So those three reasons are why people do this. And so let's get into it and show you how you can do this too if you're interested. All right, so go to cloud.scylladb.com. and you can try ScyllaDB for free. Create an account. I've already got one, so I'm just going to sign in here real quick. And when you log in, you're not going to see all these clusters, but I'm in a shared environment with all these different clusters going on. But it's really easy to create a new cluster. Up here at the left, new cluster. If I wanted to create a new cluster, this is all you're going to see when you log in the first time. But you can give it a cluster name, like my Dynamo, let's give it a dash my Dynamo workload. Right? Boom. And I can choose my cloud provider. We'll say GCP, just for the heck of it. Now, this is the important part. Which API do I want? SQL compatible? No, I want the DynamoDB compatible. I can choose my region. We're not going to get an isolation as part of this video, but hey, this is good enough. We have tunable consistency. And we can choose our cluster types into HiMem2s. Right? Very simple. Next, we go to configuration, and here really this is where you'd configure VPC peering, or over the public internet, you're allowed IPs list. This is just for development purposes. We'd mash the launch cluster button, and boom, we'd be in business in a few minutes, right? So I'm not actually going to create one because I've already got one created. This one that says a non-DDB streams POC. We're going to look at this one. Take a look, and we have 3 nodes of into HiMem2s deployed on US East for GCP. And it's Dynamo compatible. You'll see across the top these different tabs, and we can look at the Connect tab to see the Connect tab for the nodes that are available, our connection points. But if we were going to connect via the AWS CLI, we've actually got an example of a create table statement using the AWS command line interface. We could use that. Or we've got Python. We've got an example of Python as well. Right? So we have our Scylla Cloud cluster created and we're in business. Thanks all. That concludes our quick intro into using ScyllaDB for DynamoDB workloads. You can try ScyllaDB for free at cloud.scylladb.com. You can learn about more how people have migrated from DynamoDB to Scylla at ScyllaDB.com. Next up, we'll take a look at using the AWS CLI and NoSQL Workbench with that cluster we spun up in this video. Talk to you soon.